Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Thank you very much everyone for joining today to this daily Bhagavad Gita reading and discussion. So, we are continuing our reading from chapter 10 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The name of the chapter is Opulence of the Supreme, or in Sanskrit we say Vibhuti Yoga. So, in this chapter, Krishna is explaining Arjuna about his opulences in the material world and how through these opulences, how we can remember Krishna, how we can do the smaranam that he is telling. So today's shloka is shloka number 27. So today's Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 27. Just read. You all can read with me if you wish. Okay. Shravasam Uchchaishravasam Ashwanam Vidimam Amrutodbhavan Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam Cha Naradhipatim. So here we see three opulences are explained in this verse. First line is Uchchaishrava, then Airavat, and then Naradhipatim. So let's read the translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Of horses know me to be Uchchaishrava, produced during the churning of the ocean of for nectar. Of lordly elephants I am Airavat, and among men I am monarch. Purport. The devotee, demigods, and the demons, asuras, once took part in churning the sea. From this churning, nectar and poisons were produced, and Lord Shiva drank the poison. From the nectar were produced many entities, of which there was a horse named Uchchaishrava. Another animal produced from the nectar was an elephant named Airavat. Because these two animals were produced from nectar, they have special significance and they are representatives of Krishna. Amongst the human being, the king is the representative of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of the universe. And the kings who are appointed on account of their godly qualifications are maintenance of their kingdom. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, Lord Ram were all highly righteous kings who always thought of the citizens' welfare. In the Vedic literature, the king is considered to be representative of God. In this age, however, the corruption of principle of religion, monarchy decayed and is now finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy under the righteous kings. So, we see there are three opulences starting from mostly is the everybody of all of us mostly know about the churning of this ocean of nectar. Elaborate description is given in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 8, how this churning was done by cooperation between demons and devtas. One side were demons, one side were devtas. And the churning was done with Mandara mountain and with Vasuki as the rope. And the ultimate purpose of this churning was to get the nectar. But before the churning, that nectar came out, a different things or different living beings came out of the churning, and those who came out of that churning are all special opulences. Like now in this verse, it is Uchchaishrava, which is the horse, and Uchchaishrava is the king of the horse. And I read that this horse is with Indra. Indra keeps this horse, and the second part is Gajendra, Airavatanam Airavatam Gajendranam. So in the elephants, he is Airavat. So Airavat is the elephant who also came out of the churning of the ocean. And both of these Airavat and Uchcheshrava, they are with Indra. And Airavat is the special carrier of Indra. Means if you have seen any movies or any cartoons or any stories, Indra always comes on this Airavat, and that Airavat can fly, he can fight, and help Indra to rule. And Uchcheshrava has white color. Airavat also is pure white color. Uchcheshrava has 7 faces, 7 heads, and Airavat also is white in color and has 4 tusks and no, sorry, 10 tusks and 5 trunks. And they both are the special animals. And when Prithu Maharaj divided this universe and gave the ownership to different sages, out of that, these horses, when he gave the in charge of these horses to Uchcheshrava, and also elephants in charge was Gajendra. He made them. So this is from Mahabharata, and Prithu Maharaj story is also in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4. So these two special beings or living beings who are special purpose, special features and opulence. If anybody hearing about Airavat having 10 tusks or horse having 7 heads, we get surprised because we have not seen this. So this is a opulence of the animals, which is not uh, we don't see that normally. So whatever astonishing and whatever is surprising is Krishna's representation. So these two, so whenever we see any horse or elephant, we can just try to remember Uchchaishrava, we can try to remember Airavat, and then indirectly or directly we remember Krishna, that though this is the opulence. So they have the king. So third part is Naranam cha Naradhipatim. So amongst the human beings, Nara Adhipatim. So Nara means human and Adhipatim mean the kings. So he's the king of the human beings. So king represents uh, Krishna. So here we can easily understand this with our general, uh, because now the kings are very less, and the stories in Mahabharata or uh, Bhagavatam, we see about different kings. Lord Ramchandra was the best king, and he ruled. And Ram Rajya, everybody says that was the happiest time when the Ram was king. So everybody, whenever we see Ram's character, how he put his dharma of being king at the first priority, always we become surprised. How a human being in a God also in form of human being can show such examples of renunciation and sacrifices, we get surprised. So there are many other kings also. So king as a living being, even if in Japan has king, Thailand has king, right? So when we say the kings, they have special treatment. Their paraphernalia is separate. How they work, how they live, how their things are kept, everything is special. And when we see all these things, we become surprised, or we are interested to know how this king lives, how they what they do. So these all opulences that they get is a representation of Krishna. Very simple examples I can give. See, Indra is the king of demigods. So Indra's description has already come. So Airavat is Indra's um, travel carrier, Indra carrier. So he is special. Uchcheshrava is Indra's place, so he is special. Like yesterday we saw Chitraratha, he is also in Gandharvas, but he is teaching singing with uh, in Indra's palace. So all when we talk about kings, everybody who is associated with the king also becomes special, and that all becomes the opulence of the Supreme Lord. So we are talking about the king of devatas. That means the three planets, like these earthly planets, heavenly planets, and the lower planets. So he's king of everyone, king of the three planets. It's a big thing, and we all are always anxious to know what are the heavenly planets, how they live there, how Indra lives there, what they do, uh, what is their daily activities. So this interest of knowing the things is in the place where there is opulence, and Krishna is that opulence which makes us interested in all these things. Very simple example, in our sports there are great sportsmen, or king, like king of Japan. If we see these people, or even the prime minister of any country, how much special treatment is given to them. If they go to one place, from one place to another, so much arrangements are made. If we take a sportsman who is great in his area, like say Sachin Tendulkar in cricket, or any other game, football, say Pele, or Ronaldinho. So all these are the famous people, and when we hear anything about them, like okay, the king went from this place to this place in the newspaper, we read that. Why we read that? Because we are interested in this, their lifestyle and their opulence and what they do. So similarly, but here we are talking about king of one country or one place or one sports. But now Krishna, when he talks about one universe completely. So, and in that universe, okay, you see, say, oh, King Indra is the special. So, and whatever is associated with that special person also becomes special. When any sportsman, when he does auction of the things that he used, say shoes or his jersey or his boots, whatever, people buy that at very high prices. Why? Because people feel that I should have that in my possession. So that is the attraction to those opulence of that person or the things. So similarly, we have to go for a little bit higher to the thinking of not only country, a particular country or this earth, but to the thinking of the three planets. And then we can see, okay, the things associated with Indra are all special. And those special things represent Krishna, because he has given them some powers and some special intelligence, and in which we get attracted. So these are some of the points that I thought, but if anybody has any other point or any understanding or anything that you read anywhere that you think is interesting, then please feel free to share. We have 3 to 4 minutes more. Any points? Anything is okay. If today we celebrated Balram Purnima, the appearance of Lord Balram, and Balram's appearance day is the preparation for appearance of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna appearance day is next week on 12th Janmashtami. So today is so Balramji comes for preparation for arrival of Krishna. Okay, so if nothing or if everybody is thinking or clear, then we'll close this our daily Bhagavad Gita reading. And thank you very much everyone for joining. Because of you, we also hear and read in the time when at the night time when the ignorance is prominent. But by just reading Bhagavad Gita one shlok, our consciousness gets purified. So thank you very much everyone for joining, and please join every day and try to read and hear. If any suggestions, please let us know. Thank you very much. Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Same time.
Tomorrow we meet at same time. Hare Krishna.